Hello, 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 YouTube folks, fans, random viewers, anyone who just happens to be watching this. This is Dagos Data, the former Dagos 4444, yeah, I think that's probably all I need to say introductory wise, and it appears that I've probably said that almost every video for the past while now. So, at the moment we are in Sector 3. Now, originally I thought that this was Sector 2 for some reason, but then I realized that this is actually Metroid, and no logical progression usually follows in Metroid games. Well, that's not entirely true. This game is the way the actual game progresses along. It seems to be very straightforward and conveniently in a way that I can format it and give convenient titles. But that's more my issue than yours, so I'm not gonna just sit here and complain about it for all of your 6-7 minutes or however long the video is. I don't know why I didn't dodge it there, because while I was playing this, I was rapidly mashing the reflex button. I still don't. I think it's sense dodge it's called. See, that one I got, but I don't know. Some of the reflex things in this game seem to be hit or miss, but whatever. As long as they work the major times, like I managed to get through this entire sector with it. But okay, so here, after going through an entire sea of lava and scaling the inside of a volcano, now you're allowed to put on your heat-proof suit. Now that one, I don't think you can dodge it. All you can really do is just do an ice beam on it and hope that you stop it from hitting you or grabbing you or whatever. Okay, now this guy, well, obviously he's the boss of the area. He only has he's like a few forms, and his few attacks are chuck those huge lava claw things at you. I don't even know what you'd call those. And then there's swiping his arms. And then, just suspiciously similar to the first boss, you have to, there's a frozen part of him, and then you have to hit the frozen part. Now, when he swings his arm, I've noticed that when the arm is coming at you faster, it seems to be a lot easier to dodge it when you're kind of running into it. But it's also just as dangerous, so I don't think there's any really easy way to dodge it other than just being able to dodge stuff. Here, obviously you freeze the hand and go climb up it, which I kind of really figured that out randomly the first time I did this. You violently try to blow out his brains with it, but it's not as difficult as it may look. And basically this fight, you have to have pretty good reflexes, because he only has a few other attacks now. So now once his arms get all fiery, his only other attacks are shooting a huge amount of fireballs out of the lava pit, or volcano actually, and pounding the ground violently in hopes of hitting you with his pillars of fire. But that's actually pretty easy to dodge. All you have to do is use the reflex things. Yes, I'm just going to refer to them as such every single time I talk about it, because it seems to be so much easier. Obviously, like with most games, bosses, once they get to a certain point in their health, like this guy, he's at almost no health now, and he starts getting much more upset, I guess would be the word to use. But, of course, this game makes sure to make it the most epic ending to a fight they can possibly put in there. And I do believe that there's a pretty cool ending, but a little overly flashy, I suppose you can say. But now, okay, so after killing him, all the lava in the volcano, the levels start going, and then now you have to climb all the way to the bottom of the volcano, And I did check. I'm pretty sure there's no items in here. And if except now they got all these hippie hop guys, hippity hoppity crawler death monsters. Yeah, I was gonna call them hippity hops. There's no need to kill them. It's not. I was when I did this, I was kind of freaking out, thinking, wait, maybe there's one of those doors at the bottom where you have to kill all the enemies to open it. But now there's not. You can just run down the volcano and not have to deal with anything. And don't really bother checking for items. That one, so don't worry a little bit because some of them they just kind of come out of nowhere at you like a creeper. But okay, now if you recall a few videos, I said I had a story to tell, and I found this pretty amusing, self-amusing. There's not really much left to explain anyway. So, okay. So I live in a place where we have the potential to get quite a bit of snow. And recently there was a big snowstorm and I was out of school and stuff like that. So my neighbor across the street, let's call him John because that's his name. It's a generic enough name that I can disclose it. He's the kind of guy, he's a total neat freak with his lawn. Like, he can be on the cover of Better Home and Gardens whenever he friggin' feels like it, because he's the kind of person who, like, waters his lawn, like, every single day. And now that's, like, that's kind of acceptable, I suppose. Like, I know you can just get a sprinkler system, but he does it with his hose. And then he waters his driveway, which I kind of feel bad for his kids because when they were like 4 and 5, they'd like spend hours making huge chalk designs in the driveway, and then he would go and hose it down and totally put all of their quote unquote hard work to waste. Now, what he did is since he didn't want any sort of imperfection in his lawn whatsoever, he would shovel all the dirty snow in his yard, and then he started throwing it into our yard, which is completely stupid because we were standing out in our window, very obviously watching him, like 3 or 4 people in my family, and he was just kind of still doing it. And so after we went out to shovel snow, hoping like he'd get annoyed or something and stop, but he was already stopping, so we were too late. So how I retaliated is I started shoveling all that crap back into his yard. And I was hoping I'd start some sort of war with him, but I don't know, it didn't. So I left a note in his driveway knowing that he would definitely go and pick it up because he doesn't want any sort of imperfection. And he saying, "Dear John, we would deeply appreciate it if you didn't shovel your crap into our driveway. I've promptly returned some of it to where it belongs, and I recommend you do the same with the rest. Love, your neighbors across the street." It didn't get the reaction I hoped, but he hasn't shoveled anything into our driveway recently, so maybe it did. I don't know. Well, okay, sorry for keeping you after the video. So, okay, leave a comment, subscribe, do whatever.